video, let us learn about Kirchhoff's laws. Kirchhoff's laws is a important concept in electric current, in electricity chapter. So there are two laws. First law, second law. Kirchhoff's first law and Kirchhoff's second law. So Kirchhoff's first law states that the sum of the currents flowing into the junction is equal to sum of the currents flowing out of the junction. For example, if you take a point, a junction, it is meeting point for many wires. So this is a junction for many wires. So I1 is the current flowing into the junction, I2 is the current flowing into the junction, and I3, I4 and I5 are currents flowing out of the junction. I1, I2 are going into the junction, I3, I4, I5 are going out of the junction. So what is Kirchhoff's first law? First law states that sum of currents flowing into the junction is equal to sum of currents flowing out of the junction. Sum of the currents flowing into the junction is equal to sum of the currents flowing out of the junction. Now, in this diagram, what are the currents flowing into the junction? I1, I2 are going into the junction. So, sum of currents flowing into the junction is equal to, so I1 and I2 are flowing into the junction. So I1 plus I2 is equal to sum of the currents flowing out of the junction. So I3, I4, I5 are going out of the junction. So we can write I3 plus I4 plus I5. So these are the currents flowing into the junction, these are the currents flowing out of the junction. So Kirchhoff's first law states that sum of the currents flowing into the junction is equal to sum of the currents flowing out of the junction. Now here the current is nothing but rate of flow of charge. So the currents flowing into the junction, current is flowing means charge is flowing. Whatever charge is flowing into the junction in a given time, same amount of charge should come out of the junction in the same time. In the same time, how much charge enters the junction, same amount of charge should come out of the junction. Charge is not accumulated at the junction. Charge is not created, charge is not destroyed. This is conservation of charge. Conservation of charge states that the charge can neither be created nor be destroyed. The total charge in universe remains constant. So, how much charge enters the junction, that much charge should come outside. So, the rate of flow of charge is called current. So, we are equating currents means we are equating charges itself. So, Kirchhoff's first law is based on conservation of charge. Kirchhoff's first law is based on conservation of charge. And Kirchhoff's first law is also called currents law because currents are involved in the Kirchhoff's first law, or Kirchhoff's first law is also called the junction law because we are applying Kirchhoff's first law at the junction. It can be applied only at junction. And by sending these values to the left side, this equation can be written I1 plus I2 plus, if I3 goes to left side, it becomes minus I3 plus I4 will go to left side, minus I4 plus minus I5 is equal to 0. So Kirchhoff first law can be written this way also. You see here we are adding all the currents, but some currents, few currents are taken negative, few currents are taken positive. I1, I2 are taken positive, I3, I4, I5 are taken as negative. So we have taken the currents flowing into the junction as positive and the currents which are going out of the junction as negative. So if you follow sign convention, if you add all the currents and equal to 0 with sign convention, this type of sum, this type of addition of currents is called algebraic sum. Algebraic sum is the sum of all with sign convention. So if you add all the currents and we can equate to 0, adding all the currents at a junction. At this junction, how many currents are meeting? 5 currents, 5 wires are meeting, 5 currents are meeting. So we can add all 5 currents with sign. What is the meaning of sign? And we have to follow one sign convention. The currents which are going into the junction taken as positive, which are going out of the junction as negative, or vice versa. Means we can take these 3 positive, these 2 as negative also. One is positive, other is negative. That is Kirchhoff's first law. It is based on conservation of charge. Next, let us learn second law, Kirchhoff's second law. Kirchhoff's second law states that the algebraic sum of all the potential differences in a closed loop is equal to 0. All the potential differences, sum of algebraic sum of all potential differences in a closed loop is equal to 0. Simply we can write it as sigma V equal to 0. V is the potential difference. Sigma, this is the symbol for addition. So the sum of all potential differences, V is the potential difference here. V is the potential difference. So sigma V equal to 0 in a closed loop. That is important. This is in a closed loop. So let us see how this sum is equal to 0. Simple example I will tell you. For example, if you are in a building where there are 4 floors, you are in the ground floor, right? Now you are going to, and you take the distance between every 2 floors is approximately 5 meters. Now you are going from ground floor to second floor. How much height you are going? Second floor. Each is 5 meters. This is 5 meters. This is 5 meters. 5 meters plus 5 meters, 10 meters. So this is 10 meters. Now you are coming down first floor. So you are coming down. Again you are going up. Now you are coming down to ground floor directly. So you are going up and again coming down. The height increasing and again height decreasing. But where we started in the ground floor, we have come back to ground floor again. In this process, how much height it will increase while going up, that much height it will decrease while coming down to same point where we started. We have started in ground floor. You go up and down many times. But if you come back to ground floor, how much height increases, that much height should decrease. You take increase in height is positive, decrease in height is negative, and add all of them. How much height increases, that much height decreases. how much positive height, that much negative height. Then if you add both of them, it will become 0. So let us see in this example. First we are going up 2 floors. This is 5 and 5. 10 meter we are going up. When height increases, I am telling you to take positive height. When height increasing by 10 meter, we are writing plus 10. Next we are coming down 1 floor. So we are coming down, height decreasing. You take the decreasing height as negative. How much height decreases? Only 1 floor, 5 meter. Now again we are going up 2 floors. So we are going up 2 floors. Again 10 meter increasing. So increases, going up, height increases. So plus 10 meter. Next we are coming from 3rd floor to ground floor directly. So 5, 5, 5. Total 15 meter we are coming down. When we are coming down, height decreases. When height decreases, we should write negative minus 15. Then we have come back to ground floor. We started at ground, again we came back to ground floor. So we added all of them with the sign convention. One is positive, one is negative. So sum should be equal to 0. Even if you calculate, it will come 0 itself. So 10 plus 10, 20, minus 5 minus 15, minus 20, plus 20 minus 20 equal to 0. So this is the logic behind Kirchhoff's second law. So sum of all potential differences is equal to 0. Here height increase, height decrease. Here potential will increase, potential will decrease. Potential is also called voltage. High voltage, low voltage. Voltage will increase or decrease. Potential will increase or decrease. In the circuit, where we start, if you come back to same point, how much potential will increase, that much potential should decrease. Then increase in potential positive, decrease in potential is negative. Sum of all potential differences equal to 0 in a closed loop. Right? So let us see this Kirchhoff's second law in one example. So let us take an electric circuit. One electric circuit. So this is the symbol for resistance and this is the battery. So like that, 3 batteries, 3 resistors are connected in the circuit. So these resistances are given 1 ohm, 2 ohm and let us say 3 ohm. Battery voltages as you wish. I am taking 2 volt, 3 volt and 5 volt. Right? So we can take, right? However, you can take any values. Otherwise, you take this as 6 volts. Any values you want, you can take. However, you can reverse the battery. So just like that, some batteries are there, resistors are there. All are connected in the circuit. Now they can ask you to find current flowing in the circuit. So we can take the direction of current is I. So let us say current is flowing in this direction. That is our assumption. So when current is flowing like this, in this circuit, let us put the name A, B, C. So when we are going from A to B, B to C, C to A, potential might increase, might decrease, might increase, might decrease. If you come back to A, then how much will increase, that much should decrease. Then sum of all should be equal to 0. Right? So let us see here. This negative terminal is low potential, this positive terminal high potential. Longer terminal is positive, higher potential. The shorter one is low potential, negative. And in a resistor current will always flow from high potential to low potential. So this is the direction of current. Current is flowing like this. So then this point should be high potential and this point should be low potential. Current will flow always from high to low. High to low current is flowing. Next, this current is coming like this. Current is flowing in this way. In this resistor again, in every resistor, current will flow from high potential to low. Current is flowing this way. Means this is high and this is low. This way we need to identify which is higher potential, which is lower potential. Next, we are coming this way. This is current is coming like this. So current is flowing. When current is flowing this way, this should be higher potential. This should be lower potential. For battery, already I told this negative. Shorter one is negative, lower potential. This longer one is positive, that is higher potential. So this is higher, this is lower potential. This is higher potential, this is lower potential. Let us apply Kirchhoff's second rule in this loop. Let us start at A, we'll come back to A. So let us go in any direction we can go. So I will take clockwise direction. So we'll start at A, we'll be moving this way. So here when we are going in this resistor, here higher voltage, here lower voltage. So we are going in this direction. So where to where we are going? We are going from high to low. High to low means potential decreases. If potential decreases, that potential difference should be taken negative. How much potential difference across the resistor? Potential difference across the resistor, V equal to IR formula. So V equal to IR. So I into R value 1 mole. So 1 I value I, R value 1 mole. Next, we are going here positive to negative. We are going from A, we are moving this way. And we are going this way, we are going from high to low. Potential decreases. Minus how much? 2 volts. For battery, already 2 volts given. Potential difference is given directly for battery. For the resistor, potential difference is not given. For resistor, we should apply V equal to IR. So here IR, I into R value 1. Here high to low, minus 2. Again, for this resistor, we are going this way. So we are coming from high to low. High to low, potential decreasing, negative. So high to low, potential decreasing. So minus IR, I value I, R value 2. Next we are coming this way. Now we are going high to low, decreasing. So decreasing negative, minus 3. Next we will go like this. We will go high to low. For this resistor again, high to low. So decreasing, minus. For resistor we apply V equal to IR. I is I, R value 3. Next we are going negative to positive, low to high. Potential increases. So how much increases? 6 volt. For battery 6 volt given directly. So we have come back to A. We started at A. We have turned like this. We have come back to A. So sum of all should be equal to 0. So now this equation can be written minus I, minus 2, minus 2I, minus 3, minus 3I, plus 6 equal to 0. So minus I, minus 2I, minus I, minus 2I, minus 3I, minus 3I, minus 3I, minus 6I. So minus 6I. Here minus 2, minus 3. Minus 2, minus 3, minus 5. Minus 5 plus 6. Minus 5 plus 6. Plus 1 equal to 0. Minus 6I will come to other side. So it will become 1 equal to 6I. Then I equal to 1 by 6. I equal to 1 by 6 ampere. So 1 by 6 ampere is the current flowing in the circuit. Right? So this is the sign convention we are following. What is the sign convention we are following? When we are going from high to low, potential decreasing. So when potential decreasing, we are taking negative. When potential increasing, we are taking positive. But we can take opposite also. When potential increasing, negative. When potential decreasing, positive can also be taken. Right? So Kirchhoff's second law can be applied only in a loop, closed loop. That's why Kirchhoff's second law is also called loop theorem, or it is also called voltage law, because it is based on potential difference, voltage. That's why Kirchhoff's second law is also called voltage law. Voltage is nothing but potential difference. Potential is nothing but work done per unit positive charge. So work done is nothing but energy required. So Kirchhoff's second law is based on conservation of energy.